Hi, and welcome to my new series. We're going to play some vanilla Rimworld with almost no mods, no content mods at all, and just 3 quality of life mods, and part of that, nothing at all. And we're going to play the story of Teddy, the former Boy Scout who turned into a pimp, who is now forming a royal dynasty, together with his ex-wife Olive and his sister Harry. No, I didn't make that up, that's actually happening. I wrote these guys. I originally thought a former pimp would be funny to have a bunch of misandrists hating him all day long and on his tail, but it ended up with an ex-wife and a sister. I like that idea. I hope you do that as well. So we're going to play in the swamps to make it a little bit more interesting. The run itself is with the storyteller Cassandra on the difficulty Blood and Dust. So, if you like the series, I would be very, very grateful for a thumbs up on it or a share with your friends. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel to stay informed and don't miss any episodes on this series. So, let's get into this. The swamp biome is pretty nasty, and I gotta admit, I never played here before because it's just, look at that, there's trees everywhere. And what's even worse, let's turn out the terrain affordance map. There's a lot of terrain just simply blocked. The orange one, the marshy soil, I don't know, can we build walls on that? Let's try it out. The most difficult part here, yeah, we can build walls on that, are the blocked parts and the massive amount of trees. And also, this orange marked ground has a walk speed of 46%. It's really low. And the red stuff we can't build on at all. So, I already looked up this map a little up and down before I started this run. And this terrain is altogether pretty ungrateful. We're going to have a lot of trouble to free up space to live somewhere. But the good side is there should be a massive surplus of wood. So I figured one good spot to begin my adventures would be the section here between these two pieces of mountain. I can seal myself off later on with a big wall over here, and we're having some big amounts of steel around here. And there's also some compacted machinery, more steel, more machinery, more steel. More steel. It's insane. The amount of minerals in this area just convinced me to start here. There's even some plasteel over here, and again, there's alone 3 steel things on one screen, veins, steel veins. And if you look here, there's 2 more machinery. So we're going to have pretty much all the materials we need. Also, while I was rolling this colony, I was looking for at least 2 people being talented with plants, but I didn't roll too specialized here when it came down to their talents. About the mods I'm using, pretty obviously you see that I'm using the Minimap mod because it's just such a wonderful tool to organize your base building, and I don't want to play without it anymore. And the other 2 are replace stuff, where you can just place walls over them over another like this, because the vanilla game doesn't support that, and it's a huge pain to replace walls without the mod, and I didn't want to get into that. And last but not least, I implemented the Achtung mod, which gives you better options on controlling your colonists together while fighting, and most importantly, you can give more effective work orders. But none of these mods really break the balance of the game or add anything out of the ordinary into that. But while I was playing another pure vanilla playthrough, I noticed that playing without these mods is just simply lowering the fun, and that's not good for anybody. So enough of the talk. You find all the informations in the description below, and let's get started finally. I figured that the best spot to get started would be this house here. because I can just drop down a few walls around it, and then we're having already a functioning place to live for the time being. Because with all the trees around me here, it's going to be a massive endeavor to get everything freed up. So let's check out who's good with what. As a brawler, Olive definitely needs the melee weapon, because brawlers will be unhappy if they have to carry ranged weapons. So Alina, aka Harry, is the better shot, so she gets the rifle and Teddy gets the revolver. So there goes. I'm also going to declare this whole thing as a stockpile zone, because I want to convince my colonists on to drop all the things we have on that spot. I'm hearing somebody puking in the background. That's the good crypto sleep sickness. And I'm going to declare this as my dumping stockpile zone, where chunks and corpses can be found for the time being. Okay, so let's get this sorted. We're having the best construction value on nobody, so Olive and Teddy are equally good on that, so they get the honor of building everything together. Maybe they'll even come back together and get a couple again, who knows. So construction is thus a job for Olive and Teddy. Harry is then the person busy with the hauling and the plant cutting, and apart from that I don't think we're going to have too many other jobs. I'm going to order Teddy as well on the plant duty here quite heavily. Maybe let's do it like this. Yeah. So quite noticeable, wood is not a problem at all, and I think this is going to be a colony where I'm going to use wood fire generators, wood power generators quite a lot, because I mean, why not? The wood is available, and this makes this finally a area where it's actually a good choice. So where's the claim tool? There's the claim tool. So I'm going to claim this whole place. Boom. To make sure that my colonists are realizing that this is ours now. And I'm going to deconstruct all these random remnants in here, because I don't need them at all. And now we're getting closer to a proper start. So what up with the animals here? There's a lot of animals here, that's good. And the predators are only red foxes, so I'm not that threatened by that. Good. The amount of trees! It's insane. So we're going to make art out of trees. We're going to make everything out of trees. I'm considering laying out wooden floors just to get rid of all that wood. Okay. So I think agriculture is also a pretty no-no on this map. But seriously, I think stone cutting is something I should implement as soon as possible to drop down roads. Because it's quite obvious to me that we're going to have trouble with the logistics very soon. Very badly. And I'm going to drop down the wooden generator right away, because like I said, it's so clearly visible that we're going to need that. So we're going to... You see, the Achtung mod gives me the ability to force Teddy to finish these pieces of work. It's just a matter of micromanagement. You can't do it without, but I enjoy the game more with these tools. But I took a strong emphasis on this run to make sure that we're having a pure vanilla experience. As pure as possible. So I'm going to declare some harvesting jobs, and Harry is Going to haul that stuff here. So there are the first beds, and well, Teddy getting done the deconstructions. Now I have to think about where my main storage area will be. I think this area is pretty predetermined to be my workshop. With all the mineral deposits hanging around there and the free spot of soil there, it's a very, very inviting spot to get there. So let's get that. I'll give Olive the poor bed. I think Teddy would give his ex-wife the poor bed and his sister the other normal bed. So I'm going to deconstruct some of those ruins here. At least the parts of the ruins which don't fit into my plans. Oh, we're actually having a cat. How useless. But that's okay. First off, I'm going to put up a electric stove, and it turns out that this door will be replaced. We're going to have only one door. One door is enough. We're missing components. So let's haul that stuff. There's literally trees everywhere. But not too bad of a start. We end up with a roof above our heads and a table to eat from. Well, I don't have the furniture yet, but that he's creeping across the map. Okay, let's craft us some stools and get this done. There we go. Finally eating like civilized people. Okay, so it's time to order some chopping. And the bottom line is that I'm going to need paths between the buildings, because I'm pretty sure that these trees will be blooming everywhere. Okay. So luckily there's a large surplus of animals running around here, so we're going to have at least enough food available while building the swamp palace. Teddy's swamp palace. That's how we're going to call it. So our biggest downside is that I have no talented person on the construction job. So I think I'm going to do it like that. This is going to be another building here. I'm going to complete it like that. So there goes the generator. Wonderful. But I seriously consider doing a lot of art with wood and such, because there's just such a vast availability of these materials that I'm really considering it. So let's drop the stonecutters table right away as well, because I want to get going with the stone production as quick as possible too, because I have the feeling that everything will be better with stone buildings. But I think here I'll need the stones much more to create floorings compared to other runs where I need the materials for the walls much more. But then again, I really want some stone walls here, because if there's going to be a fire out here, the world will burn massively. Because I think the game won't respect the fact that swamps are most of the time too wet to burn. Somehow I don't think that the game will respect this. So, oh my goodness, look at that! I never saw so many trees getting marked by the chop wood order in my life before. So there we go. Just creating a massive stockpile of wood now to begin with, because I need it. Turns out those willow trees are having quite a low yield though. 15 is not much. But it's enough. Okay. So next up we're going to need a freezer. This area here is pretty good for that. This is rich soil here all around me. Probably shouldn't build on rich soil like that. Would be a waste in the long term, I think. So instead, the freezer will go here. So with doors like that, and let's go for the power conduits. Go. And over-wall coolers, 2 of them. And let's pass out the night. Who's the cook? I haven't decided who's the cook. So I think it's going to be Olive, because she's going to be obviously the crafting person here on the colony. I'm going to declare Harry as the miner. Okay. The royal family to be is now on its way. Need recreation variety, of course. How could I forget? Here goes the horseshoe pin, the sacred horseshoe pin. And I'm going to build a chess table here. It's a single person chess table though. Okay, next up will be the butcher table. Going to put it there. So maybe not going to deconstruct these walls anymore. That's that. Yeah, so Olive is really bad at the plant work and not too passionate, but at least she's a fast learner, so that's at least something. These walls can go. And slowly things are getting more and more civilized. Just when I thought things are getting too civilized. We need that butcher spot. And let's create the food stockpile zone here. So we're going to store all the meals, the raw food, chocolate, and the corpses, but not the human-like corpses, or, well, the human-like corpses, but not the stranger corpses. And no rotten corpses, of course. Okay, that's it. No mechanoid corpses. Mechanoid corpses don't need to be in the freezer, you know. And plant matter goes into the freezer as well as herbal meds, as well as... Where's the word? There's the word. So I think that's all the stuff that goes into the freezer. So my good friend Teddy. Oh well, Harry's doing that. Okay. Wait a sec. Harry is not going to do that because she's not assigned to building. So let's start killing small animals here. Bring up the first butcher creature quests, builds I mean. And then we're going to set up the simple meal cooking. Ingredients out of this stockpile radius, and then we're good to go. Awesome. Now all we're needing is the completed freezer, but we're going to get there. So we're having a visitor. Oh, also I want to assign them to herbal meds and to be aggressive when they get attacked. Okay, so I'm going to wait if that visitor comes past my colony or not, because with that biome right now I don't want to do a long trip around the map, because you're moving quite slowly here. So I guess Teddy is my social person. Social 5. Yep, he's the only social person here. So that's close enough to the colony. Let's trade with Blakely. Blakely has another revolver. But apart from that, nothing too special. Do I want to buy myself another revolver? Yes, I do. Revolvers are much better than I originally thought. When I started playing Rimworld, I had a really bad opinion of revolvers, to be quite honest. I changed that across the years. Oh, I forgot one mod. I'm sorry. I have the simple search bar mod enabled as well, because with it you can just search for what you need in the area here, and you just it's easier to manage these things because well, obvious, isn't it? Ooh, that guy is having a weapon we would like to have. But I don't want to get the people of Asna against me, because they will be my trade partners in the future, so let's not do that. Okay. What's definitely noticeable to me is we're having such a terrible slow start here. Everything gets done so slowly, even though I have people assigned to the work, and I have quite, well, I wouldn't call them talented per se, but they're also not completely untalented here. Come on, let's build that horseshoe pin, man. And chess table. We need recreation, different variety. There we go. So now we're going to be a little bit more happy. see. Normal quality. Good job, Teddy. No. Okay, poor quality stools, but there are worse things in life. No, not the cooler. That's really a pity. Okay, we're done with that as well. Cool. And now begins the killing. Like seriously, we're going to hunt a few more animals here. Because I am only having these packaged survival meals at my disposal, and I'm going to need a few more things. But I think agriculture should be not too terribly hard here. Because, I mean, once I have plowed the fields, they will remain. But I really think fire will be a big problem on this biome. Because once fire starts, what should stop it apart from rain? So that reminds me, I really want to, let's go for this. Make sandstone blocks until we have like 200. And there's a mad raccoon now. And what's there next? We have limestone. And we have granite. No, not forever. There we go. Keeping the ingredient radius low, just to make sure that I'm not going to grab stones from across the map without with no reason at all. So they fought off that raccoon. Awesome. Oh, of course, forgot to declare the freezer to the preferred area for that. Silly me. Game, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I don't need those defenses you're talking about. It's working perfectly fine without. Stop harassing me. So, sandstone walls. We're going to need them everywhere now. Considering the biome, I want no wooden walls anywhere. Was just to begin with, but those wooden doors are enough of a security liability for my taste. So we're going to do that. But I'm going to do art out of wood. This stuff is just so so everywhere. We're going to make sculptures out of that wood and sell them off. It's a nice way of earning money. Now, that's a good start. With this stupid amount of wood available, having a wood-powered a wood-fueled power generation, that's really not a problem at all. Pretty surprised about that. But wind power, though, sounds completely unattainable here. Who wants to build some wind power? Well, I think there could be some patches where it should work. Not that horrible, actually. There goes the rain. Okay. I'm already thinking about some fortifications for the future, because I'll I don't see any reason to delay my fortification endeavors. With such a massive amount of resources available, and such an easy way to achieve energy, we're going to be on a good way. I could use one of those crazy implants though, from the specialized limbs tree here. The field hand would be quite funny here. So, like I said, it's Teddy's Swamp Palace, and our faction is going to be Teddy's Royal Family. There we go. There we go. So, almost having the basics down. I'll send Olive to do this. I'm not having anybody passionate about art here. Ooh, that's a little bit sad. So there goes a transport pod crash. A warrior named Magpie. A wimp. Okay. I have a certain dislike towards wimps, but well, maybe he'll not join us. But I'm going to save this this sorry guy. So who's my best doctor here? That's Teddy. He learned that. So we're going to rescue this guy. Oh no, Teddy be like, no, I won't. Let's check out what's the reason. Ugly environment. Yeah. Swamps are not too nice to look at. Let's see if we're able to save Magpie. Oh well. 14 hours. This guy is wake up addicted as well. Only the best recruits. But I can't just let people die like that, you know. That's not how we're handling things here. So, Olive has a medical value of 1. Well, it's a good opportunity to train that. Okay. So Teddy is still hiding in his room, so I think it's going to take a few more hours until that's done. Man, let's give that poor cat a sleeping spot. It's quite inhuman. So, Magpie is a slow learner. That's this guy has such horrible stats. A slow learner and a wimp. If this guy is joining me, I'll actually abandon him. I really think about abandoning him. Because this combo of stats is so bad. Dumb labor incapability, slow learner, a wimp. It's just, don't want that. And not even any really good passions. So, yeah, Magpie joins. So, yeah, I'll take that mood debuff into account, but my friend, no thanks. And he's wake up addicted. It's just like some worst case scenario summing up. I'll need a few more sandstone blocks. I just realized that I'm lacking a few sandstone blocks here. Let's do this. And I'm going to bring up Harry and hunt me some muffalo. It's a very dangerous endeavor here so early in the game. Alright, that's enough. I'm just going to let the buffalo bleed out. Tomorrow it's going to be dead. And then we're going to grab it. I don't want to risk a revenge of the Muffalos because my people here wouldn't be able to withstand that attack. This would be most likely the death of a few people here. If this would be an option, I would definitely go for it, but instead I'm just going to wait until the bleeding damage is going to finish it off. Another thing I'm going to finish off here is that fox. Foxes are pretty nasty because at some point this fox will hunt my cat. Pretty sure it will. Or maybe not, because there are so many other animals available to hunt, but overall, I'm afraid about the safety of my cat. And cats are pretty useless animals, but they nuzzle quite frequently and make colonists happy with that. Foggy rain is a really bad weather to hunt, actually, but and we're getting raided, of course. So I'm going to save up this raid for the next episode. It's just one guy, but it's a good. This is a good moment to cut the episode here. It's a pretty nice start to this series. We're having a pretty small but cozy home and a lot of deforestation work to do. I really considered just laying a fire at some point. I should hire some pyromaniac. I hope you guys enjoyed your time as well. And check out episode 2 coming out the next few days.